Hi y'all, welcome to Tech Tuesday video of the week. This week I want to introduce you to a resource called Quizlet. Now Quizlet is an online flashcard creator and it's a pretty neat resource. So it allows us to do a whole lot more with flashcards than we normally can do. So you just go to here to log in, and if you don't already have an account, you just log in with Google. It's going to take you right to your home page. Now this is a real easy resource to use. I don't have any classes created yet, so I'm going to go ahead and start there and show you. I'll just title this one Tech Tuesday. It will require you to be tied to a school, so just type in your school there and that's it. You could add a description if you wanted to, especially if you had, maybe you're teaching two different classes and you need to make sure to keep those separate for you or for your kids to know, and or maybe by subject, however you want to set it up. So here's my class. It was pretty quick. I don't have any study sets yet. Study sets are going to be the flashcard sets, and I can either add one here, so I can add some that maybe I already have on there, or I can create a new one. I can also search in the search engine for, according to Quizlet, they have about 1 million pre-made study sets teachers have created, they've shared. Anything that you create, you can choose to share it as well, so anybody has access to it. So let me look at, I'll just search habitats and see what comes up. So here are some of the sets that it's showing me. If you're more specific on your search, you're going to get more results. Now I can click on one and I can come down and see what they have here and decide if I want to use it or not. Maybe there's a few habitats in here that I'm not covering in my class yet, or however you need to edit it. If you really like it, you can add this, or you can just share it directly with your students. So you can share this directly on Google Classroom. You can do it on Remind, and you have access to the links, or you can share by email. So if I like this set, I can share, ready to go. My kids already have flashcards set. If I want to customize it, it's going to give me a copy. So I'm going to see it the way it is. If there's items in here that maybe I don't want to use, maybe there's, I don't know, maybe we don't cover all of them, or I need to add some more, you can add a card down here and just build off of what this is. So let's see. Yep, and if you just delete it, then you delete it, and that's all there is to it. It's about that easy. So if I want to keep it as it is, I'm keeping the title. There it is. Now I have habitats, and this is now mine. I've altered it, I've created it, made it my own, and I can share it to the classroom. And my kids have access to it. Now one of the good things about this resource is that we're not just looking at plain old flashcards the way that we know flashcards to be, where I'm just looking at flipping it back and forth. I'm trying to see. You can actually play this. It'll go through it on its own, so they're not having to do it. You can shuffle the cards around. There are options, so if students want to study by the term or by the definition, whichever one they want to, however they want to set it up to study, they can switch it around however many times they need to. So there's learn options on here as well, where they're going to have to decide which one this is, and it gives them instant feedback to know if they got it correct or not. Again, they have options to customize that. There's a write portion where they're going to have to type the answer in, read the definition and type it. Again, you can change the options, but they're going to get instant feedback as well. The spell option, if they need to work on it, it's going to actually tell them what they need to spell. So deserts, now I have to write in deserts, and I'm going to type it in wrong just to see what it says. So it corrected me and read that back to me so that I know, oh, that's how you spell it. So then I have to retype it, and now it's correct. And I have a running tally over here about how I'm doing. Let me go back here. And so it goes on. There's test options too. So whenever you are getting to that point, there are multiple choice. There's fill in the blank. There's a bunch of options here, true, false. And again, here you can go in and you can say, I think our test is going to be an all written test, so I can take these options off, and it's going to give me all of those terms in the way that I've asked. So I'm only going to get true, false, and matching. So let me go back here. There's a couple of games for them to play. They can match it. This one is a timed game, and you have to like put everything together. So it'll disappear whenever it gets to the right one. You can move them around, So this is, that's a neat way to have them study. A gravity game, they have to type in the answers. Yeah, those definitions are kind of long. Let's answer with the term. So I'll have to look. It should. Dun, dun, dun. Let me type in that and see. So I didn't type it in right, but it didn't do anything. It just didn't give me any points over here. So as they're coming down, the kids are having to write the answers in. The Quizlet Live is good if you have devices for all your students in your class, because it'll group them up into teams, and then they have to collaborate together to find the correct answer for to win the game. So I'm going to come back to my home page. Now those are easy ways to find study sets that are already created. But if I want to create my own study set, I can come in here. I can do this very easily. Let's see. I'm going to work on, what if I want to do Spanish? It already is going to pop up for me. I can choose the languages over here, but it is going to pop up for me. I can add an image. It will populate images that go along with that. The accent pieces are already available for you too if you're working with other languages. So that's an easy way to create it. If I don't like that one, I'm just going to delete that term. So the other option is to import. So if you have some terms and definitions that you're already working with in well, you can use Excel, you can use Sheets. I believe that Word documents are available too that work here. Just copy and paste these, and I'm going to see. And that was, I think, like 75 words. It populated it for me. So I just copied and pasted, put that in there, and now I've got that set. Now I'm going to import it because I like the way it came out. If I want to, I can come through and I can add images. I can easily, I mean, I don't know if it can get much easier than this, y'all. So, and then I'm going to tell it to create it. So let me title it, create that set, and then it's going to automatically say, okay, how do you want to give it to your students? So like I said, this, I don't know that can get much easier. It's a new take on how we traditionally study with flashcards. It doesn't take hours for you to create them, but it does give you so much more interactivity to learn the content, which really is our goal. So I hope that this was a great resource for you. If you need any help with this or any other EdTech resources in your room, please reach out to an EdTech coach. We'll be happy to set some time to come and meet with you. And if you haven't already, please take a few minutes to subscribe to EdTech U. We'll see you next week.